Seth Rollins has returned to the WWE, and Rhea Ripley and Randy Orton have won the Elimination Chamber. That and so much more as I go over and discuss the 2026 Elimination Chamber. We open up the night with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Tiffany Stratton will try to do gymnastics into Kiana James, but Kiana moves out of the way and Tiffany jumps right into the pod. Kiana would then slingshot Tiffany into the pod. Alexa would hit Twisted Bliss off the top of a pod onto everyone. Raquel Rodriguez would slam Kiana through a pod. Then Raquel would Tahana Bomb Asuka onto Kiana and she would eliminate both of them. Raquel would look to suplex Tiffany off the top, but Rhea would be on top of the pod and she would cannonball onto Raquel. And Tiffany would hit the prettiest moonsault to eliminate Raquel. And now it's just down to Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany would look for the prettiest moonsault, but Rhea would throw her into a pod. And she would ultimately hit the Riptide and win the match. And now Rhea Ripley will face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship. I think Rhea was the best option out of everyone else in this match. And now Rhea is one step closer to becoming a world champion yet again. Next up is AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It's been a decade since AJ Lee has had a singles match, so the question is, can AJ Lee beat Becky Lynch here in Chicago? Becky would remove the turnbuckle, and while the ref is fixing the turnbuckle, Becky would throw AJ into the ref. Becky would go for a kick, but AJ would duck and Becky would kick the ref, and while the ref is out, Becky taps out to the Black Widow, but there's no referee to see it. Becky would DDT AJ onto a chair and hit the manhandle slam, but AJ would kick out. Becky would try and splash into AJ into the corner, but AJ moves and Becky hits the exposed turnbuckle, and AJ would lock in the Black Widow and Becky Lynch would tap out. And for the first time in 11 years, AJ Lee has won a championship and is now the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And she is now 3-0 against Becky Lynch. A very nice moment for AJ in her hometown. And we move on to CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk would get a special introduction like he's coming out with the 96 Chicago Bulls, or maybe he's gonna go face the Monstars. Throughout this whole match, Finn is just targeting Punk's torso, to the point where Punk is bleeding from his mouth. Finn would hit the coup de grace, but Punk would be able to kick out. Punk would hit the GTS, but Finn would fall out of the ring. Finn would drop kick Punk through the barricade, and he stares at the championship. He's closing in on it. Finn would go for the coup de grace, but Punk would catch him with a sharpshooter. But ultimately, Punk would hit the GTS to win the match and retain his World Heavyweight Championship. It was kinda obvious Punk was retaining here. One, it's in Chicago. Punk's basically invincible in Chicago. And two, WWE wasn't going to ruin their biggest match at WrestleMania this year between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. After the match though, Finn Balor shakes CM Punk's hand, and hopefully Finn Balor will be a babyface from now on. AJ Lee would soon come down to the ring, and both of them would celebrate their championship wins. If you're CM Punk, you couldn't ask for anything more than this moment right here. After this, we would finally see what's in this mysterious box that WWE's been teasing for weeks. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis would open up the mysterious box, and it's Danhausen. His entrance was cool, looks like something out of an 80s horror comedy, but the people did not like this. They booed the poor bastard. And we move on to the main event, the Men's Elimination Chamber. This match originally had Jey Uso, but he was attacked the night before on SmackDown, and he was replaced with Logan Paul, so I don't know which one would have been worse. Trick gets an absolutely amazing reaction from the crowd. He is an absolute superstar. And Javon Evans is the youngest competitor in any Elimination Chamber at 21 years old. LA Knight and Javon would throw Logan Paul off the pod onto Cody and Trick. LA Knight would hit Javon with a BFT on top of the pod, and for whatever reason, Logan Paul would eliminate half of the participants in this match. Why the fuck is Logan Paul eliminating half of the people in this match? If things couldn't get any worse, yet another masked man comes out, and it's another copycat, but another masked man slips into the match, and he curb stomps Logan Paul, and this time it's actually Seth Rollins, and the last two in the match will be Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Gee, I wonder who's gonna win this one. But Drew McIntyre would come out and attack Cody, but Randy and Cody would help each other take out Drew McIntyre, and the Viper would strike when the time was right and RKO's Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton would win the Elimination Chamber and will now face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. I honestly thought Cody was going to win here, but Cody will still find his way into this championship match at WrestleMania, don't you worry. And that was the Elimination Chamber. It happened. These might be the two worst Elimination Chamber matches in its history. Nothing really happened. Hell, the entrances during the Elimination Chamber probably took more time than the matches did. I mean, it was cool Rhea Ripley won hers, and it was surprising that Randy Orton won his, but the action in the matches was just meh. It wasn't really anything to write home about. Not looking very good heading into WrestleMania, but they have 40 some days, maybe they'll turn this all around. But hey, even though the Elimination Chamber wasn't that good, at least Bruno Mars released his new album, and Resident Evil Requiem's out, so at least there's something good going on. But tell me what you all think of Elimination Chamber in the comments, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll make more silly videos like this in the future, so stop on by when the time comes. But until then, be careful.